Jeffrey, my dear boy, what's up? Besides this shirt, I have 3 shirts. And so will you when you decide to become an artist full time. That was good. So will you when you decide to become an artist full time. That's why I don't always play music, because I don't like playing DJ at the same time. Before, I mean, I suppose I could customize everything, but I'm too lazy to do that right now. Taco Bell costume. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. It's not bad. I mean, it's like, I think the second day I worked on it with this reference. So I have some transparent red oxide because I was thinking of putting some of that in the background, but if I do, I need to put some of it in the face to connect everything. Otherwise, it looks a little bit broken up. So that red oxide can bring magnificent chroma to the face and background that can play with the grays you already have. Yeah. I could make it work with this too. But I'll try to, let me see if I put, how's that? Yeah. It's a bit more than I want there, but I'll use it to tint, I guess. Up some. One eye, yeah. Color pass? You mean, I'm gonna try to push the color and the drawing at the same time. Yeah. So I was just trying to organize my thoughts on this the last time I did the digital, and it helped. And I was debating whether or not going into it today, but my client keeps on calling me, asking for the progress because he has other paintings he wants me to do, which is good. So I'm going to go ahead. Like, I already have a solid idea of what I want to do with this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and at least get some painting done so that over the weekend it'll dry, and then I have another layer I can paint on top of next week. Because also I'm not spending enough time with the brush. Just in general, I'm just not. I need to. The brush! Oh yeah, it's all about money. Life is about money, Jeff. It's all about money. At any cost. To other people's well-being, to your well-being. Preferably other people's well-being first. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Learn from life, Jeff. Learn from me. Star Witch. Love that name. Discovered your channel a few days ago. Oh, good. Excellent. Awesome. I'll be making some more YouTube videos as well. So, Star Witch. Love the name. Back on YouTube. I actually streamed on YouTube a couple of years ago. Used to stream, and then I went to Twitch for a time, and I got perma-banned for drawing a nude figure on there, which wasn't detailed at all. Reference was censored. They changed the terms of service, and then they got me with it because they had suspended me several times before. But every time I appealed it, they said, "Oh, it was their fault. You're fine." Changed the terms of service, and this time that was it. But they have hot tub streamers over there, so it was a circus. It's good to be back. I need to pass more time with the pencil to not KMS. I don't know what KMS is. You're talking about drawing, yes, of course. I mean, honestly, I was even debating starting this with the pencil drawing, but I feel like my hand feels good today. Like I can just go right into it. I was drawing furries. I wasn't drawing furries. It should have been. Currently watching all your videos and your... Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I try to put the humor in. And so I'm very much... Right now, I take care of my parents at home. So the skits and the videos I've kind of lagged behind with. I'm gonna really make an effort to put some more of that goofy stuff in, because I oftentimes enjoy the actual skits more than the work that I do. But I try to obviously do a healthy balance of both. But thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you. I'll just do this. It's walnut oil. Boom. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's feeling a little bit... No, this works. It's a little bit clumpy. One second, let me this. Clumpy. Oh me. Walnut oil. Yes, yes. This job. There we go. That's what I want. Yeah, so I'm working on a varnish video, and I'll have one of the drawing class critique videos coming out tomorrow. In fact, so I normally film those Thursdays, which I would have a class tonight. However, I don't have a model, and so I'm probably gonna have to cancel the class, unfortunately. Which doesn't happen that much, but I couldn't find one. Twitch is dumb, yeah. Yeah. It's I like the community there. But Twitch is just, it got to the point where I wasn't, I was upset for maybe a second. And then I was just over it. I said, if this is how they act, I'm gonna make a video on it. Also, I'm not done. I have some plans going forward. I will troll them. I'm not mature enough, frankly, to, having my own channel and all this stuff, streaming is too much power for me, and I'll admit that. And I'm going to use that for evil. And they think they've seen the last of me, but they haven't. They haven't. I have plans. Nobody's gonna get hurt. Relax. Only their pride. Only their pride. It's gonna be extremely well thought out, as everything I do is extremely well thought out. Be the model. Brian's not even there. He went on a skiing trip and didn't tell me. And so I came in yesterday expecting to teach him. He's just gone. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you knew. You know, you're an idiot. Thin coat, thin coat. Ooh. Woo. Oh, I got what you're saying because I'm a genius, mastermind genius. Got this. Let's go. Get the painting of this. Yeah, paint. No. No. I'm drawing from the, I'm painting from the picture that you see before you on the screen. That same one. Everything else, I got a text. I need to check, see if I actually got a model. Nope, that was Zerx talking about Warcraft. Oh, interesting. Okay, back to it. Drawing, Jeffrey, my dear boy. Drawing, that's what we do. We draw. Draw. Squint. I'm starting with the shadows because I know how dark they are. Adding color and to make it come alive. Anti Champion, what's up? Sorry, I thought Jeff wrote that. I saw what you read. I answered it already. And then from there, I'm going to go into the midtones and such and push the color, the form, drawing essentially everything. You get the color too high in chroma, you can always bring it back down. You always have to have a way out, a way out. Always have to have a way out. I think you'll be able to, I hate this freaking heart button on the side of the screen. To paint at this quality if you don't pre-mix your colors. if I don't pre-mix the colors. Look, see my palette? It's kind of pre-mixed. And yes, I do, Jeff. Jeff. Yes, I do. What do I do, Jeff? The shadows, I'm keeping it thin. Got to keep it thin, like kind of scraping into it. That's what we do. Touch. Walnut. Just a touch. Just a little bit. You got to think about how much walnut oil you put on. I mean, okay, what do you mean? I mean, like, you think you'll be able to get this result without pre-mixing? I think so, but but what do you mean by pre-mixing? I did kind of mix the colors, but you know how I work. I don't like mix every single color up. I have the basic field color and I just go and mix between it, so it's just quicker for me that way. Obviously, he can do anything because he is a super genius. Duh. See? After all this time, he still doesn't know that, Star Witch. After all this time, Jeff. Falling off the wagon. The wagon. So you can mix a wide range of colors really fast. And just try keeping the ballpark with this. Mess that up. So I'm scraping in, pulling the old paint off, pushing the new paint on. This is pre-mixing. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, but I am doing that. But are you saying could I get the effect without doing what I'm doing right now? I probably could. A lot of people don't pre-mix, right? I mean, they just start mixing from these colors and continuously mix these colors with the brush. Is that what you're saying? Jeffrey, my dear boy. Like I said, I'm keeping it intentionally thin in some places, and I can always correct the color and all this, but I just need to take my time. See, that's why I have the secondaries, the green, if I make it too red. And so the problem, well, one of the challenges with this is I don't have a color reference. I was actually looking through some Rembrandt earlier today, before we started, just to get my head in the ball gaming until I felt like I could go in there and have a solid idea of technique and what have you. Because you kind of have to warm your brain up. Taking this brush right here, kind of work within a value range of each brush. So got my darkest dark brush, which I was just using, and I'm going to darken this up a little bit. For example, I have even seen people that only pre-mix the average shadow and middle tones and work only with that. Okay, some other people don't pre-mix at all and just use the brush. So you like, yeah. Right. Yeah, that's what they do, and they can make it work. They can make it work. So I mean, if they can make it work, it's fine. This is how I was taught. This is how I'm most comfortable with doing it. And it keeps a color scheme within the work as well. Let's go in, actually, I'm gonna take this brush here. Don't ask about the music. Just go with it for now. I can always turn it off. I said to myself, I might as well try to put something on this time. I don't mind doing the streams where I don't have it, because I'll just listen to some music through my earphones, but just let me know if you want me to turn this off. I'm beating Rembrandt today. Yeah. Beating Rembrandt. It's a fun track, yeah. I feel like I'm jogging with a sweatband in the 80s when I listen to this. Tight shorts. And then I'll go and play racquetball after that. So we have it. Well, the light, yeah, I took the light out, but I can key off my palette too. So I'm saying this is as light as I can go, right? So it gives me perspective of how light or dark this is, because since you have to be sensitive with this. Precise. Precision is what we're going for. Consistency. It's gonna be a different value. Basic in there. Yeah. 1920 old man, by the way, talking about your old house dad. He's doing good, thank you. Yeah, he's a little sick right now, but he's hanging in there. He's fun. Some of this over here. That might be a little bit too light for what we have, but this area is going to be a lighter area anyway. Go across the form, sweep it. Lift off right when I get to the transition. Even if I don't do it right, it's fun practice. Kind of like that. this. Take this one here. I'm gonna lighten it some. Green, orange. Let's try that. Looks pretty good. Keep it simple. This might be too dark. I'll lighten it if I need to. I'm going to put this on pretty thin, build up to the thickness as it goes into the light. So the light's going to be thicker. This, I'm kind of like pushing and scraping it on. There's a nice little texture. I don't know how much you can see it okay on there. It's okay. It's always a little bit of a difference between the reality and the stream. Those edges some. Let's bring that all the way there. What's the glaze? Glaze. That's lighter. And then let's just take this brush. I'm going to darken it. Some sort of here. Bring it down here. Let's use some transparent red oxide. Go. And Glenn, drawing, be the drawing. That is incorrect. Do not panic. Tip. It's okay. Nobody freak out. Squint. Absolutely the wrong color. It looks weird. Wait. I'll just bring this darker. Just has a runny nose. I took him outside to walk him, and it's really cold here. And that was 2 days ago, and then he came back and he immediately had a runny nose, and it hadn't left him, so I've kept him inside the last couple of days. This is gonna mess this up a little bit, but I'll go back in and fix it with the black. Try and work that transition some. We'll get the drawing. Okay. Thank you, Starwish. I appreciate that. Yeah, he should be okay. He should be okay. We'll take care of him. So I've been exercising by walking him up and down the steps. It's good exercise. Dance on my tomb? Yeah. He's resilient, man. He is. He's a tough guy. He is tough. Mean. It's funny. So I'm actually thinking about the transparency of the paint a little bit here. So even if it's not as transparent, I'll try to put it on thin and like kind of glaze it, press it in. That's going to be too dark, but I'm going to lighten that up some. Your first Barg, really? Yeah. Yes, good. I'm glad you asked. When you do this, you're going to find that you want to continuously develop the work, and you're going to want to do it quickly, because we're used to doing drawings pretty much in a sit down, right? So if you're working on, first off, tell me which one you're working on. Is it like a basic hand or a foot or something? And if it's something basic, keep it at the very general blocking stage. Like, I'm talking about straight lines, as basic as you possibly can, and keep it there for like 3 to 6 hours at least. And take breaks every 20, 25 minutes and rest your eyes, walk around, come back, look at it, step back, look at it from a distance, flip it upside down. The idea is to train your brain to see these basic proportions and to learn to simplify and slow yourself down. So it's going to be very difficult to do this, because you're going to find you want to develop it to make it look like it, to fix the proportions, but that's not the way to go about doing it. I was told to start over on mine because I developed it too quickly. The girl profile, that's going to be okay. There's a lot of profiles. Is it one that's like more developed? Because that's going to be a hard one, and you're going to have to spend more time on that, which is okay. But just keep it as basic as you can for as long as you can, because you want like the drawing vitamins. That's what you're going for. Yeah, I'm glad you're doing it. That's absolutely excellent. Good job. It's hard to do. Barbs are hard to do. Yeah, you should join the Discord too. Yeah, and you can always, like in Discord, you can always message them directly to me. You can always, I'm here to help with that stuff. My goal is to help the people who don't have access to academies, right? Even those who do. Even if somebody wasn't in an academy, but they probably wouldn't need me at that point. Jeff, I'll see you, buddy. Take care. Be good. Woo! No. No. What shade of green is the one on the palette? I don't know. I don't know. It's with ultramarine blue and yellow ochre. So I mixed the secondaries just so that I have them. This was the nose. Should be this. Yeah. So I try to keep it simple, right? There's a lot to obviously there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to do, and so right, I don't need you know, an extra tube of green or this or that. Not to bash it if somebody wants to have green, but I try to keep the limited palette, right? And do as much as I can do with as little material, just to keep it simple. All right. And that's why limited palette is so good. And getting back to the bar drawings, when you're learning to do bar drawings, you're learning to get those proportions and as they say, turn the form, make it look three-dimensional from the very beginning stage. If you can make something look 3D from the very moment, right? Like from the very basic blocking, think of what you'll be able to do when you add more information on. So that's the idea. So with this, with the painting, the materials and stuff, this essentially is just with, you know, a few colors. Like really the only thing that I've added, well, I guess transparent red oxide, cobalt blue, and the alizarin crimson, but I could make all these colors essentially without those. The transparent red oxide is more for the background. I haven't really used it in the face. So you want to keep a limited palette and push it, you know, push as many colors out of it as you possibly can. That's the idea. Honestly, what makes me really excited about Bargs, the way it makes you see shapes differently. Good, good. I like that you're thinking this way too. Yep. Now, are you studying on your own? Is that what you're doing? You're just learning online and studying everything? Or are you at a school right now doing this type of stuff? Break things down. I really want to push my drawing skills this year. Good, good. Well, I'll help you. I'll help you. You know, I will help you. Just if you have questions, just let me know. Because I'm not doing Bargs, but all the concepts that I learned from Barg, I'm putting out here right now. Everything. Hey, me, what's up? How are you? Oh, man. Okay. I'm doing great, thank you. Pull this down. Really joined the Atelier Online program at Boston Academy. Nice of Arts. I sadly don't have any person programs where I live, so I'm trying to find a community to share my journey with. Well, you found a pretty decent one here. We have some really nice people in our group. And it's growing. It's growing. So now I can start bringing some of the light up, right, and start unifying this because it's a little bit, I brought it down some, push the colors and the form and everything, and then I'm going to start bringing some of the light back up. Awesome. Good. Good. Very good, very good. Get in between brush, and that would be enough brushes. How are you? You. Good brush. All right. Oh, game chat? I don't know what you're talking about. We never talk about games. Ever. We never talk about games. I think Thursdays aren't normally that chatty. There's not like always a lot of people on Thursdays. I don't know. Oh, that's the drawing of lies. Yeah. Catherine Mashin, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Darken out some. How many years did I spend in the Florence Academy of Art? 4.5, almost 5. Pretty much 5. I was studying there for 4.5 years, and then I stayed in Florence, but I still went in half days to draw in with the students and the beginner students to encourage them because they needed encouragement at that time. So I was essentially there for 5 years, yeah, working at the Florence Academy. It's a good time. Miss it. Miss it a lot. Miss the people. Good people. Very good people. I learned that puppy kisses and snuggles make everything better. Good. Use lots during a session. A lot of paint? Not really. I guess it depends on what I'm working on. That's a good question, though. You took a workshop last summer. It was an amazing experience. I hope to take another one to the Florence Academy. No way. So they have a new building. How did you like it? You actually went over there? Because I haven't been in the new building. I was around before then. No. What happened? What happened? Why is there some shred? Take it out. Get thin. What am I doing? Need some drawing. Where's the white blob on the canvas for? This is actually for keying the drawing up. So say that's as light as I can go right there. This is as dark as I can go. We're going with black. So it helps put into perspective what range of values this is, so I don't go too light or too dark, right? Because now look, if I cover, watch what happens when I take this off, right? If I take this off, put that right there. Let's say I cover it up with something neutral. All right, cover it up with this. All right, now it's like, well, how light or dark is this, right? After a while, it's hard to tell. So it's called keying your values up. You're establishing your lightest light, your darkest dark, right? And so in this manner you can, and I also key off my palette, obviously. I have my palette here, and So when I'm working here, I know exactly where I am because I'm looking at this here, but it helps to have this also on the canvas here because, you know, it looks different here than it does here. It always does. Now, the tricky thing with this painting is that the photograph that you see right here, this one, that's what I'm going off of. That's the gentleman who commissioned me wanted a painting. This is his ancestor. And it's the only photograph we have, and it's archived. It's taken at an angle, so I fixed the angle based off the canvas. I fixed the perspective, but the face is still at a slant, and there's no information. There's information, but it's like I have to make up a lot of this and the color scheme. So that's where we're at. It's a challenge. This one's a challenge. Because I want it to look real. I don't want it to look made up. So, you know, and it's pretty big. I mean, it's pretty much life size. Pretty much. Face. So, with Hannah Sutton and Troy Agrios. Loved every second there. Such an amazing academy. Everything there felt inspiring. Good. That's good to hear that it's still doing good. Never seen this before. It's so incredible. Thank you. Cool. I'm also having a great time at the Academy of Realist Art in Boston. Hope to go there in person one day. I hope you make it there. It's good being around people and actually seeing things done in person. Now, one of the things I will say, here you can actually see everything being done, but it's always better in person to see things, right? I try to make this as accurate as I can, but I'm looking on screen how the work looks. It actually looks different on my iPhone than it does on my computer screen. So everything, but real life looks totally different. I try to get as accurate as I can, but anyway, so this is the third day. Normally these things take about 10 to 15 days. Right. So there's a lot of work to be done on it. So it's not bad for the amount of time that I put in, but this is going to be a challenge. Work the edges. But every time, you know, though conditions might not be ideal, you learn a lot from it, and next time you have those tools, right? And that's what painting is. It's good sometimes to paint to your weakness, work on your weaknesses, and then slowly, eventually you don't have weaknesses after a while. Like me, I never had weaknesses to start, but if you ever see me make a mistake, I do that for y'all's benefit, all right? I don't do it because I actually made a mistake. Okay. This is the lightest brush. No form up in the forehead. Let's work that nose a little bit, and then I'm gonna go to the eyes and the mouth and such, really work on those features. It's the nose, the nose, the nose. The nozzle. The nose. Let's actually go down value. So it looks like I'm just kind of coloring in, right? I'm coloring, but what I'm thinking of is the form, which is the anatomy, the three-dimensional structure, the planes of the face, which are like, you know, if you were to sculpt the face and you put them to like surfaces and you had to press like a flat surface up to sculpt it, those are planes of the face. The big basic planes, going down the smaller planes, the structure, understanding the anatomy. So it's essentially a study. Right? I'm trying to make it make sense, because if I can understand it, I have a better chance of representing it. Because a painting is an artist's understanding, represents their understanding of what the subject matter is. If I don't know what I'm looking at, it's not going to make sense. So it's very easy to fall into just cut like a coloring book. You got the drawing and you color it in. But that's not how it's supposed to go. Jonas, what's up, man? How are you? Thank you, Anti-Champion. Yes, thank you. And this is Cadmium Red Deep, by the way. Sometimes I switch my reds up. The paint. All right, Hammy, I'll see you. You take care. So let me check my phone really quick. I need to. If no model has gotten back to me, I have to cancel my class tonight. Let me take a second here. How do you like to clean your brushes after you finish painting? First off, I hate cleaning my brushes, but I do. So what I do, I have a brush cleaner. Do you know how those look? It's like a little bin with a grate with holes in it, and then you pour the turpentine or the mineral spirits in. It fills up over the grate, and you can swab your brushes in. All the paint like falls down below, gets all the paint out. So I do that, swab the brushes on Viva paper towels, nice and soft, and then I will take them to the sink, wash them with Irish Spring soap. Irish Spring soap right here, as we can see. Yes, Irish Spring gets it off pretty good. And then I go in with this brush cleaner rinse it once or twice, and then leave the suds in for this with this, and then I will take paper towels and wrap the brushes at the very end, and so it dries, shapes the brush, so, and it conditions it at the same time. So Florence Academy, they taught, instead, like that last step with that soap, the round soap that I just showed you, I started doing that because I don't know, I just started doing that. What I used to do was, after the Irish Spring, and like I dry it off, and then I would spit in my hand and swab it, and then wrap the brushes. That's how I would shape the brush. It's disgusting, but that's how we were taught at the Florence Academy. But I don't do that anymore. It wasn't because of the spit thing. I was so used to it. It's just, I think conditioning it is probably a good thing. Conditioning the bristles, especially when the brushes get old. And these brushes I'm painting with are 20 years old. 20. Because I take care of them. Yeah. I need like a little pygmy person or something with the spears to clean them for me. I need somebody to clean them for me. I'm tired of it. Yeah, so... yeah, let me check my, so nobody, okay, I'm gonna cancel my class. This is a shame. Couldn't find a model. Sorry, Thorry. Sorry. So I gotta tell them at before 3:30, which is 3:30 right now, because one of the guys drives all the way from an hour away. Anyway, that was it. All right. So we're actually getting some good work done on this portrait, and here's the thing: if say I mess up, say the color's wrong, the drawing's wrong, well, either I'm slowly painting over it anyway, right? I'm slowly shifting, I'm slowly changing the color. I'm, constantly fixing the drawing, and you slowly morph the face in. If it gets too caked up in the darks, you lose that transparent effect, that freshness, which happens when you overpaint. You can go in, you can scrape it down with like a palette knife, either here or I have a smaller one. Which I literally lose every single time. Like, oh, there it is. This. Oh, damn it. Got a text. Thanks for letting me know. Screw you, Terry. Okay. This has happened several times. You see, this is what we have to do. We just take this. I can do this with one hand. It's happened so many times. We just take it here. You got to feel it. Slowly bend it back. I've had this palette knife for many a year. Massage it back into place. Boom. So I can get back to painting. Sometimes this happens. Look, the important thing is you don't freak out. Okay? Even by freaking out here. Boom! Bitch. Gotcha. That's what we do. So, scrape it down with this, get the transparencies back. If you know that you messed up, by the time the session's over, you can always scrape it down, like especially in the shadow shapes. Another technique I like to do is take a little bit of, like once it's dry, take a little bit of the oiling out medium and just kind of brush it in and thin the paint out and slowly just like wipe it off. So there's a lot you can do. You're not like locking the painting in. It's not totally locked in. What you don't want to do is, okay, and so Star Witch, this goes back to bar drawings, okay? Bar drawings, like I said, you keep it simple. Because if you start going through and detailing, but you don't have the main shapes in, your detail is going to be in the wrong position, and you're going to figure that out later on, and you're going to have wasted all that time detailing and modeling. And so, and it's the same with paint. I don't want to go and start like really detailing yet, not yet, like really adding the thick paint on and like sculpting it, locking it in. You're wasting your time, if you do it too soon. So yeah. Anyway, get the form back up in here. But I said I'm going to fix the nose and just around that area. So let's go ahead and do that. It's the basic color. Push this up. So you see me squinting. I'm trying to get the impression, the light impression, and I'm trying not to like look at just one part. I'm trying to see the entire shape as I do these small parts so that it all relates to itself. Like every part relates to every other part. Bring that up. This is probably going to be too dark. Just lightly glaze over it. Yeah. So your bar drawing is going to affect your painting. And it's one of the, that's why it's one of the best things, like when you're first starting, it's one of the best things that you can do. It really is. I'm very pleased that you're doing this. So what you're gonna find when you draw, you might get frustrated because, especially after you've been drawing for some time, right? You might feel like you're going backwards or what have you. And you just have to stick with it and learn to build up the resiliency to discouragement and all these things that you're gonna find, you know, when you're drawing, when you're painting. Because it's like, especially when you first start painting, oftentimes when you paint, you're supposed to learn to draw first, right? Because I'm essentially drawing this. I'm trying to figure out where everything is, but it can be discouraging when you know how to draw and you know where to place things, and then in paint you don't know how to control the paint, so the paint's off and the drawing looks horrible. You can see the drawing and you can't fix it because you don't know how to fix paint. That's very discouraging. So the transition from drawing to painting can be, it can be rough. It can be very rough. So everything here looks like I'm detailing, but what I'm seeing is this whole shape here. I'm working on the technique, but I'm trying to get this drawing back here, like 1 and then 2, the shadow shape. And I'm trying to keep it transparent, so I'm kind of raking the paint over. I'm not trying to layer it up. I'm trying to pull the old paint off to keep it nice and fresh. So there's a lot that goes, you're juggling a lot of things at once, is my point, when it comes to painting. That's why you want to learn the basics with drawing. Drawing is like, you don't need to worry about the tricky medium of paint. This is going to be too dark. Yeah. But I can bring the light up from it. Right there. I'm doing the same thing. I'm kind of pushing the paint in. I'm gonna go across because the reflection's catching, and so it's hard for me to see. The values, the lights and darks right now. It's the reflection. Would you say bar drawings can also assist in drawing from imagination in the future? Yes, 100%. Because you're learning how to draw. You know how to draw, you can draw more things. Simple as that. So we were taught at the Florence Academy, especially, like if I'm working up close and I'm looking here because I'm not using sight size. The drawing I'm drawing from is this big, whereas obviously this is the size that I'm drawing it. But in reality, like when I have the painting, like if I have the board right here, then I'm gonna have the model set up so that the board is going to the temple, and so then you can just mark directly across chin, the top of the head over, and that's the size that's the sight size you're gonna be drawing. And so when you're working, you're stepping back, looking where you need to place the line, going up and painting. So that sight size method, at least with this size that I would be painting, I have a model set up behind this camera right here, where I would have normally the painting set back, you know, totally in line with the temple. What that does, when you have to observe from the back, maintain that the line in, like, know where you're going to place it. You have to maintain that image in your head as you walk up. It increases your visual memory, right? And so that's going to really assist you. So what you're doing when you're drawing and you're looking at like portraits or the nude figure, that's a big one. Nude figure, the bread and butter of what we do. You're increasing your visual memory, but you're increasing your anatomical knowledge in general. So that helps from drawing from imagination as well. The more you do, the more it's going to help, right? So. Good. I'm just going to unify this area. It's a little broken up. I need to get the drawing back. I lost the drawing in it. Let's reunify this. We'll get it. Sometimes I have to mess things up a couple times. Unify that, and then we're gonna. So I'm essentially just simplifying this area, and then we'll rebuild it back up. So I'm focusing on the large shapes there. So that looks a little bit flat, but I need to get the drawing back. I lost the drawing. So, you always have a way out, right? You have to have a way out. Gotta have a way out. Simplify, resimplify. That's what we do, man. Bring this up here. Drawing up here is a little bit off too. So I'm switching around because we're looking at the whole thing at once. That's why you see me stepping back. I'm looking at the whole thing. Everything has to make sense. I can make something look very pretty up close, but it needs to make sense with everything else. Otherwise, it's like you've created a mutant. It's not good. Not good. Unify this. Unify. That's going to drop down some. Soften. And that piece is going to come up some of the top. Gears, what's up, man? How are your biceps doing? Stupid camping bullshit. Dumb. Bruh. So stupid, man. The rest of the stream, but it's getting late where I live. Good night, everybody. This was a great time. Star Witch, get some rest. Thanks for being here. I'll see you around. Okay. All right, Gears. I'll see you, buddy. We got to do some arena sometime soon, man. Nope. It's okay. Lighten up. Not that light. Should be good. Yet it's not. dumb. It's probably too dark. I bet it's too dark. I probably made it too dark. Doesn't look good. Oh man, it's tricky, tricky, tricky. I have to make a lot of this stuff up. Catherine, I'm a portrait artist. I only paint space. I've always been fascinated by how you do eyes and how do you get them even and so expressive. The eyes are very subtle, and it's just like I was talking about before. You have to be looking at the entire shape at once, right? Because if I hone in on one eye and just do that, then it might be a little bit off. And so I'm constantly correcting. Now, the tricky thing with this portrait, like I said, if you look at this reference that I have, the face is a little bit slanted in it, and I don't think that's how, like, something's wrong with it, is my point. So I'm having to do some corrections here, so I don't know how accurate this is, but in the photograph, as I have, this eye is going to be slightly higher than this, which I think I pretty much have. It's a little bit up, but I am correcting it a little bit. So it's these subtle techniques that like subtle shifts that make the eye what it is, along with the light, how light or dark it is, and the color, all this, and how it's painted. So like in the darks, I paint it much thinner than the lights. I try to slowly build the light up. But I am painting right now to to set up for the next session, right? I'm saying, if next session when I'm painting, what would it be good to paint on? And so I am, every session I'm thinking about the next session, right? Like kind of like chess. So it's a lot that goes into it, and it's a lot of practice. That's why So Star Witch, who just left, she was talking about Bargue drawings. Bargue drawings, Charles Bargue was an artist, and he did a lot of drawings of statues and such that are meant to be copied by students to teach them how to draw. And so you learn the fundamentals and how to get very accurate with your work. And so that's why drawing's so important, right? You're constantly drawing and just using all these like, just, you know, it's the fundamentals, is you know, using all the elements that you learn in drawing in paint, and you just slowly develop it over time, right? Oka, what's up, man? You just missed Gears talking about camping. You guys are now leading with that. Stupid. Gears. And I'll work on the eyes some. So, and I'll say this, Catherine, there's not a lot of information in the image, so I'm having a little bit of a hard time with the eyes right now, but I'm used to this, right? Having a hard time with you know. So it's the drawing. I have to work on the drawing. It's very subtle and such, and like I said, let's see. Actually, I'll go to the eyes in a second. I'm going to continue on the mouth since I'm here. But you were in Discord with them? Got it. Yeah. Cool. That makes sense. You guys essentially shared the same brain. It's like summer school. I don't know. Did you ever see Summer School back in the day, Oka? It's a good movie. I think it was Summer School, right? They're over in California. There's two guys that are like troublemakers in the class. Okay. No. This. Life is bitch. Saulo, what's up, man? The hot blonde? Yeah. Nope. Darker. Tricky. Need to get some groceries to keep this show rolling. All right, Salo, I'll see ya. Watched the movie Trading Places last night. Trading Places, was that with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd? It's Dan Aykroyd, wasn't it? What's his name? From Ghostbusters. It's a good movie. Yeah, cool. So I can also start putting some cools in, which I'm doing just because I want to. I don't need to right now, but it makes it, it gives it a little bit of contrast, especially up around here. Kind of need that. It's becoming a little bit overmodeled. It's too much. Do I care? Nope. It's too much. Bring that back down. Just keep it there for now. Eddie Murphy's freaking awesome. I love him. One of my favorite movies with him is, well, there's a lot of good movies, but is I Spy, and it has Owen Wilson in it. They make a good team. That's horrible, but whatever. Okay, let's go back up to the eyes. I'm gonna go with the smaller brushes, a couple smaller brushes here. And what time is it? Because I can't be going too long, 4 o'clock. I got some time. All right, Catherine, the eyes. Let's get the eyes. Boom, eyes. I go with kind of the darker part of the orb. Orb. Ba. Hopefully y'all can see this. Probably not. soften that, and then I'm going to come back in and hatch out the lights from there. And that hairline in. Okay. Nice. Okay. Unify that. Fix this drawing. So. Oka should come join us some night soon for a few epics. Okay, I'll do that. Definitely, man. It's about that time, isn't it? All right, man. You too. Take care. M. Sup? How are you doing? Yeah, flip it. I need to see it in a different angle for a second. Give me a second. I'll move the camera too. I just need to. I've been looking at the same position for quite some time. Second. There we go. Okay. I mean, it's looking better than it was before. Needs a lot of work. Lots of drawing. Lots of drawing. That's all it is, the drawing. Let's do this. Less reflection. There we go. This might help some with the reflection, maybe. There we go. I don't know what we're listening to. Oh, goodness. Excuse me. What is Eurotrance? This might not be good. Shut that off. I'm just gonna go through the music just for a second. Let's see. So Eurotrance. I don't think I like that. Dance, Colombian, Mexicana, country folk. Let's see this. What is this? I want something redneck. Knocks mine. It's funny. Up on a hill and a gold-plated mansion with pockets to fill, and we're underground, 300 feet down, and it feels like we're digging our grave. Don't go down the mine. Okay, gonna work on the forehead, maybe. I don't know. It'll cost you your life. And it's damn dark too. It's like bluegrass. I wonder if they have bluegrass. Bluegrass music. That's country folk. Grass. I don't see bluegrass. But they might. You don't know. Blues rock. Country folk. Whatever. I think this is probably it. What's this thing? Rally. Okay. QFX, what's up, man? It's going great. Absolutely just freaking wonderful. Arena last night was just wonderful. It was great. Oh, okay. Now I see everything that's wrong with it. And for a second, brief moment I went through despair, but I'm out of that now. I'm beyond that. My old friend, Despair. Okay. Let us... Why have the small brushes? I'm going to force myself to work on the eyes a little bit more. Force. Don't need that. Don't need that. Sounds better than last week when you were spent. I remember last week. I repressed those memories. Was I spent last week? We've been playing well. It's not easy, QFX. We're fighting multi-glads literally all the time now. All we do is fight multi. It's a good comp to face for you, and what's bad other than Hunter? I think probably Warrior, Holy Paladin, Warrior, Resto Druid. I'm good against Paladins, I'm good against Demon Hunters, I'm good against Evokers, the dragons. But I've also been smoked by them before because the people who were playing right now. Let's see. To be honest with you, I mean, it's like I've lost all the classes I should beat, and I've won all the classes that I shouldn't beat. We fought last night a Warlock. It was Affliction Warlock, and a what was it? It was a Resto Shaman, and that was a long fight that we're losing for. It went on for probably over 10 minutes. We were losing the entire time, and we won it at the last second because we had a very good setup. It's your CC now, Sheep, and counter since no more D. Oh, so I have Dragon's Breath, but that DRs with Cyclone, which Zerx uses because he's on his Resto. And so yeah, the Dragon's Breath. So if I was like really under pressure, I could Dragon's Breath into a Sheep. But oftentimes either I'll follow his clones up with a Sheep, or he'll follow my Sheeps up with a clone. And so we try to keep him CC'd like that. It's very hard though, because his cast, like, if one of us is getting trained, it's very difficult to get those off. So we have to fake and all this stuff, and then, you know, that you have the stuns, and then you have to keep them in the CC chain as you're bursting as well. So if I'm sheeping, and if I'm the one who's CCing him, I'm gonna put a sheep out, and then I'm going to get a couple shots in, go in with a sheep, time it perfectly, 3 seconds, because it's DRing down, and then And sometimes I'll go for the extra second, but it's probably not going to be worth it at that point. It's pretty intense. And most of the time, if I'm getting trained, my damage is going to be lower. But we're a setup comp, so we win through our setups. We don't win through like raw damage. So if I go up against like most of the range, they can outburst me and outdamage me, like just straight up. It's very difficult. Like I have a hard time with this. These eyes need a lot of work. Dragon's Breath and Cyclone physical DR. They're disorients, I think. So it might count as physical. Dragon's Breath, I have no idea. Sheep into Clone is very good. Into counter spell, yeah. So the counter spells I need to work on, and we're actually getting way better with that stuff. If I'm going up, because I'm normally saving it for, like, if they're trying to do a CC, like a paladin might do a repentance, and it can essentially sheep now. It's like, it's the same as sheep, repentance is. And so I'm saving it for that. I'm saving it for Cyclone, stuff like that. Yeah. Last night though, we played. We were very solid. It was rough, but I mean, we played. Both he and I played very good last night. I like it because it is, I mean, it's a stupid game, but it's a mental workout, and I feel like it keeps me mentally sharp. So I really enjoy doing it. You still have blanket counter, right? Like for 3 seconds now, I guess. Yeah, 3 second, like, you're talking about the counter spell, right? And it's on a 24-second cooldown. So I have a hard time against some shamans because they have a range. There's this wind shear, and it's ranged counter shot. It's like, it's a kick, and it's on a 12-second cooldown. So it's always up. So they have like, normally they have like twice the kicks I have in a game, which sucks because of that. But it's a challenge, and the thing I have with hunters is you can't interrupt them, right? So they're like, they always have a pet on you. They're always doing unhealable damage, and you can't interrupt. Like I can sheep, but they can just counter spell. You know, they do their whatever shot it is. I forget the name of it. Interrupting shot or whatever. It's tricky. It's tricky, but it's fun because like I've seen so much improvement between the two of us. It really is a lot of fun. Arena is what keeps me going. I love Arena. I hate everything else. Arena's fun. It really is a lot of fun. And like I said, I like it because it's like it makes you mentally sharp. It's nice, like at the end of the day, to have something like that to do that doesn't feel like you're not doing anything, right? It feels like I'm getting a benefit out of it. It's fun, but I'm also getting a cognitive benefit from it. And I swear, I think it helps me paint a little bit better just because of that. I mean, because you're really having to push past your limits with a lot of things, and I don't know. It's not something I would recommend to people for people to do, but if they do it, I think there is some benefit. Is there any reason you no longer stream on Twitch? I understand if you don't want to explain. Oh no, so I would be streaming on Twitch, but I got permabanned. Let me show you. I'll show you what happened. Because YouTube does not care. Twitch does. Twitch changed their terms of service. So whenever I would get in trouble for drawing a nude pencil drawing, I would always have the reference, of course, heavily censored, right? I'm not here to like be a pervert. I'm not, but like with all right, nude drawing, this isn't that detailed. It's this one right here. This one right here. Wait, move this so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. This drawing right here, I was doing this one, and I got permanently banned. So it used to be that you could do this because they said they took the intention into account, which is what they should be doing. They have advertisers probably complaining. I know for a fact they have a group of Karens always on the forums complaining. Playing the most violent video games. Yeah, Shikari. I know. It is funny. It is funny. Look. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I hear you. It is funny. But anyway, so that's what happened. I got. Normally when I appeal, they say, yeah, sorry, it's our fault. And they reinstate everything. That's what's happened always before. And then this time when it happened, I said, like this happened again, blah, blah, blah. And then they reviewed it and they kept it and they said, no, your channel, that's it. And so, what am I going to do? And I said to myself, I was already thinking about coming back to YouTube because I think that there's more people go to YouTube to learn, like, painting if they're going to study online. But I like the Twitch community and feel at the same time. So, and I would be doing both, but I don't like double streaming and then answering at one chat and nobody knows what chat I'm talking to. It feels disconnected. But I would like, if there was like a master stream that I could do that got everybody in, so that's why I got permanently kicked off. Which I'll make a funny video on it at some point because it is fun. And because they have hot tub streamers on there all the time. And what is funny is if I was drawing one of those hot tub streamers, I wouldn't have gotten in trouble. And that would have been way more sexual than what I was doing. Like 100 times. That's the ironic part. So, whatever. There it is. That is why. So, you can't do fine art on Twitch, but you can hot tub stream, and then they will virtue signal to you and say that you're wrong and that you're this, you're that. That's what they do. So, strange that you got banned for that, especially when it allows content like body painters, bathtub streamers. You're right. You are correct. It's absolutely a joke. It's a joke. Because I was there for several years building that channel, and that was it was a really disrespectful thing for them to do. I mean, it's not right that I got banned off it, but I did, and so, that's why you don't want to just have all your apples in one basket. So fortunately, I was also on YouTube, and so I just came back to YouTube. Sorry, I missed it. Is that white blob of paint to the right for King? Exactly, Troy. Yes, you are correct, Troy. Yes. It is for king. It is indeed. We do key indeed. Might have to steal Zerks for some warrior arrested 2s if I ever play again. You can. It's good practice for him. He has an alt too that he plays with other people on, so. But Resto is not in a good place. It's very hard right now for him. He's having a very difficult time. He's doing great, I think. I think he's doing, but it is hard because they just get, their defensives are kind of weak right now, so they get trained a lot, and then, like, if you can catch them, they'll go down pretty fast. And warriors can. You as a warrior can definitely catch them. Shit. Yeah, he's very good. And so the thing with me and Zergs, and whoever we play with, we always, because it's true, we always blame ourselves for what goes wrong. I never get on Zerx's case, he never gets on mine. Like, we'll help each other, like, figure things out, but that's how we go. Oh yeah, Holy Paladin. I got Rival with Zerx. I would heal him. Zerx would play Warrior like last expansion. And so we got Rival with him playing Warrior and me on Holy Paladin. That was good. And I heal Gun Club when he's in here. Like, yeah, I heal him Paladin. It's because it's good to know both sides. You have to, it helps me to know that side of the gameplay. It's fun. I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy DPS the most, but this doesn't look too good. No form in there. That's lacking. There's a lot I have to do with this. That's messed up. I got some of the drawing back in his nose there, but yeah. With a small brushes, which is okay. Kind of work them both. Peter Mood, the Elder. Yes, this is my my client's like ancestor, like his great grandfather or something. So he's documenting his family and the history and such, and so that's the picture. It's the best picture we have of him. So, yeah. Is Hodge and Repentance on the same DR? No. And what the good thing about that is Hodge is on the same as I think it might be physical. It's not, yeah, so it's not the same DR. So that's the thing, like, you can go in with a Hodge and then Repentance, and you can rep 3 times. It used to be that rep was on a 15-second cooldown, but now it's castable, and it's a 1.6 second cast time. I have my sheep down to 1.2, which is obviously smoother.
because I stacked haste, but 1.6 for the rep. And they made it so you can essentially follow up. So they gave them a sheep. It's the same DR as sheep. So it is. And I was actually very frustrated last night because on my mage, I was getting outplayed by a holy paladin with getting CC'd. I was really upset. I got him a couple times, but he played better than me. But we ended up winning still because we got a good setup. But it was one of those matches that you just wanted to like punch something. It was really frustrating. I'm starting to like talk about other things because I am tired at this point. Okay, I'm going to smooth this out some. Work that eye up a little bit. But yeah, there's... I was like, mother... I was so upset. I got control of myself. I'm just saying, it was frustrating. He was doing what he was supposed to do, and guess what? It actually helped me because every time somebody does that to me, that's how I learn it. And so I kind of learned that skill, and so I'll take that and do the same thing to somebody with mine. Because when I heal, my goal is to just out CC the other healer and create setups for DPS. That's my goal. Healing, I'm not saying, oh, I have to out heal them. I'm just, that kind of comes normally if you're rotating your healing, as you should. So that's how I played the game at least. Bust portraits of Peter Mood wearing a dark coat and white shirt, Smithsonian American Art Museum. Damn it, really? So you're telling me that there's a better image than this? Is there? Look, I'm all for recording history, but I will be pissed if there's a better image. This is one of those rare cases where I don't want there to be anything better than what I have. I looked. How did you find this? Clone is really good too, since it's not. Maybe if I was doing that instead of doing Arena, I would have figured this out. Clone is really good too, since it's not dispellable and you can pretty much take one out at a time in 3 seconds. Yeah, Clone is. Yeah, they can't dispel it off, can they? No. Clone is good because damage doesn't break it, and you can use it also to prevent healing going into that target, which is awesome. Okay, what was I doing? Eyes. That was the goal. It's the eyes. It's too much for me. Sorry if y'all do. Next. But I think this is the same one. Leave the light. Yeah, it's in that one. There you go. The hell? How many of these are there? It smells like it has some promise. Corey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. So I'll be working on this for several more sessions.
I know sometimes it gets a little bit repetitive when I stream, but you know, that's just how it is. I had the nature of this work. But I also have another portrait that I'm working on, and I've worked on it 2 days. This is the 3rd day for this one, and so I'll be working the other one up in tandem with this one. So, but this is good practice. I love, you know, portraits are my thing. I love portraits, and I'm using this opportunity to really push my portrait skills forward significantly. I'm trying not to just simply copy this. I'm trying to really make it look like a real person. So I'm using everything that I have. I have an idea of how I want it painted, and so it should be a good portrait. It should be good. This music is American. So American, Campfire Party. Yeah, I like it. It's different. So I don't like country music, but this is, I guess this is country. I don't like pop country, like the popular stuff, which I should because I'm in North Carolina, but I just don't. But I like bluegrass type music, and it's a nice change. Can you farm conquest points via BGs or something now? When I played, you could only get it through arena, and some when I had to carry your alt basically. Yeah, you can get it through like battlegrounds and epics and stuff. Especially if you do one a day, you get like 100 points for the first win, but it's not that much. But if you did it all the time, obviously, yeah, so you can earn it. It just goes way slower. But they have Battleground Blitz, and they have Solo Shuffle Arena. You can get it through that if you just want to queue by yourself. But to be honest with you, queuing 2s and 3s is the way to go. And you know, I'd run with you. You know, I would heal you. I could heal you on my Paladin if you wanted. Zerx will play with you. Gun Club, Gearswood. We play. You got plenty of. We actually, for the first time, we have a group of players that are solid. And you know, all of us know how to play. Gears the most, obviously. He says he's out of practice, but I don't believe him. Oh, guys, you know what? I think that I am going to call it here. But I'll leave the stream on while I clean up because I might as well. But y'all are welcome to go whenever you want, obviously. But yeah, I'm kind of flat and I need to go take care of the old man anyway. So I got my chat here. I'm just gonna clean up. We got some good work today. It's good practice, very good practice. I love portraits. It's my favorite thing to do. It's right there. As I tell you, painting takes it out of you. It's a good tire. Slow burn. Yeah, I am. We didn't run on Monday, and for some reason Miz wanted to run on Saturday. And when we run BGs, it's only AV, and we try to run into the other premates, but the other premates dodge us, so we never really get to play them, and it just sucks. So, Oka, who was in stream earlier, I'll probably play with them at some point. See, I don't really like running in premates because it's unfair and it just stomps pugs. But a lot of people enjoy it because of the camaraderie and such and the community. So, you know, like I said, Blizzard they really should separate the queues and create a pre-made queue and a solo queue, or the regular 5-main queues, and make it so you can't queue sync. Because pre-mating is killing the game right now. It really is. Especially with the way that these people are abusing the system. They dodge who they don't want to play, and it's a real mess right now. So I'm tired of all that stuff, to be honest with you. Like I said, the stuff I enjoy is the rated, something with a challenge that it's like, you know, and I'm not an elitist who measures people's worth based off how good they are. There are a lot of people who do that. I don't do that. And I don't fault anybody for wanting to play in large groups. I used to love doing that stuff. It's just a game, right? But currently, right now, I enjoy doing the arena and stuff. It's a lot of fun. But I also, you know, I like once a week I can queue up with people. I like the people we play with. We have a lot of really nice people, and we do have some good players on our team too. And when we were fighting Oko, because we were enemies for a very long time, and we would lose all the time. I mean, it was just, we were getting our ass kicked constantly. It was rough. But we stuck with it and we got better, and nobody despaired, and everybody was like trying to come up with like ways of beating them. And that's when I really respected a lot of those people, because most people just whine and complain about stuff and you know, say, woe is me, and you're talking about it's a video game. It doesn't make sense. But everybody in our group was very down to earth, and it was really fun playing with them because of that. We have a good team. Really good people on. But there are a group of people that they take everything so serious. And I think because they play it all the time, they're probably on it right now. And they've wrapped their egos up in it, and it's not healthy. It's not a good thing. This is beautiful music. All I like is Johnny Cash. I really wish that I could play popular music on YouTube. That's the one thing. So Twitch, I had it all set up, man. You can play the music on YouTube or on Twitch that you want. You know how? Like there's a way of doing it that doesn't go into your VODs afterwards. Had that all set up. It was perfect. It was perfect. And then I was banned permanently. I still have my revenge, Twitch. Just wait. Just wait, Twitch. This isn't over. Not over. It's not over, Twitch. Portrait looks okay on my iPhone. Sue them. For emotional trauma. For being mean. They essentially said, I do porn. More or less. Well, in the terms of service, they say it's okay to show the nudity of public artwork, but you can't make your own. It doesn't make sense. Why would you be able to show any nudity? Like, the terms of service shift all the time. And they'll send an email saying it shifted or whatever, but like, who reads every, you know what? I should have done it. I should have read. But it's always so vague. You're like, you can read it two different ways, and they do that for wiggle room because they don't care. They don't care at all. So, oh, I'm not done cleaning. I was about to. Almost done. Yeah, for being meanies. Not even just me, you're meanies. I'd love to have that case brought up and like they read it out to the court.
And that's what it is. Muscadetti is suing Twitch for being meanies. That would be great, man, if you could get that past that somehow. You still got any new models? So I had, yeah. So two of the ones that were like enthusiastic about modeling, I was trying to confirm with the one who was today. Never heard back from them. So I said, okay, I'm going to find somebody else. Shot out texts to all of my models, including one of the new ones. Didn't hear anything back from anybody. So I had to cancel the class today. There's one person who's answering who's a new model, some dude, and he's coming in on the 30th. And he's actually was responding saying, sorry, I have plans tonight, otherwise I would do it. So he's like proactive. But here's the thing, that's okay. Because like with this, you find one good model and then they might know of somebody else. But like if you fish and you get 5 people, you're probably one or two, one of those people. You're lucky if one is good. And so you slowly build up your models like that. So all I have to do is put another advertisement out. It only costs $3 for a month, I think, unless that was $3 a day, which doesn't matter. It's still worth it. So it's not a big deal. This stuff, I'm used to it. It's what you have to do to build the class up. It would be art history. Oh, the court case. On behalf of all artists, should make an artist group on Twitch or something. Say, what's the word? Mind's blanking right now. A union, the artist union on Twitch. Just everything's over the top. We have to act as entitled as we possibly can. Catherine, really enjoyable stream. Sorry you have to clean your brush. Right? Don't you feel bad for me? Isn't life hard? Nobody, not even the people in third world countries, know the suffering that I have to go through every single day with this. More time for WoW now? Yeah. This is taking up my WoW time. Stupid game. Suing Twitch for being mean. No, I do miss Twitch, but I might try to sneak back on and do some streams where I'm like drawing hot tub streamers in totally like these crazy positions or something. No, you know what? I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. But I would draw hot tub streamers not in crazy positions, just to prove a point, and then get ultimately banned again. So here's the thing. Technically, after 6 months, I could reappeal. But I don't even want to support Twitch. I'm really upset with them. I don't want to support somebody like that, and I don't want to stream not knowing if they're going to change their terms of service up again and have the same thing happen. It's a waste of my time. Right? Plus, I enjoy YouTube, and I think it probably helps build this channel up a little bit more when I stream here, and I'm a little bit more loose. I used to take the streams down afterwards. I just leave them up for people who want. Now, I've noticed a lot of people will go through and at least browse through it. They probably don't watch the whole thing, but I think it's putting more information out there. And I think it's good to have these streams out there where if you want the thorough process, it's not always fun to watch, obviously, because it's very meticulous work. Sometimes you can't tell everything that's happening, but it's solid information. Some people are really looking for that, even if it's very few people, it's there. So, Catherine, Twitch permanently banned me for this drawing. So I would stream on Twitch. I streamed here like 2-3 years ago. Then I switched to Twitch just to see how it was. It was at the time much easier to stream on Twitch, less setup, less of a hassle, and this and that. It was a much smoother experience. And I like the community there. So you were able to have a reference photo, which I would censor, of a nude figure that I took. It was in a dignified position. And I would do pencil drawings, and these pencil drawings were fine. And I would get suspended on occasion for doing these, but every time I would appeal, they'd say, "Oh, sorry, it's on our end," because I was censoring everything. Everything was fine. They changed their terms of service up. I didn't know they changed, and it was ridiculous. And I got permanently banned for this right here, this drawing right here that I did. Now, a little bit of context. There are hot tub streamers, men and women. The women oftentimes will oil themselves wearing the stream bikinis, and they'll play video games, or they'll sit in hot tubs. It's extremely sexual. And they do that to promote their OnlyFans pages, is what they do. That's how they get their fans and all this stuff. They oftentimes would have an ass camera on themselves, which Twitch banned. They kind of went back and forth on that one, but they ultimately banned it. And to get around that, they put mirrors behind themselves, the women do, and they get in doggy style position and all this stuff. So that's what they allow. At the same time, I got banned for that. So it's crazy. It's craziness. So that's what happened. It's funny. It is funny, but I'm here. We're good. And YouTube's much more reasonable about it. I'm not trying to push nudity on people. It's classical art. Just keep making new accounts. More time for this. That's how I think about Blizz. I follow on Twitch. If there's anything I can do, let me know. Oh, thanks, Em. But I'm not. My channel is gone. I can't log into it or anything, and I don't think that I'm going to even reappeal it again. I'm just going to stay here. But I will let you know if I go under the name of Louis Clouseau, like Pink Panther, and kind of sneak in there and do some funny stuff or something. I don't know. We'll see. For some artwork that's so crazy, art is art. It's really not provocative. You're absolutely right. I think what happens is it can be abused, and there's a lot of digital artists out there, and so everything's automated, and they have in their system. They also have advertisers, so the advertisers care. And you're absolutely right about art, but there are a lot of people who are very much offended by the nude figure, which is crazy because a lot of these people, they have nothing wrong with the Statue of David, or the Sistine Chapel, Michelangelo's, the nudity from the Renaissance, or in art in general. If you ask them, they're fine with that. In fact, in the terms of service, it's okay. That stuff's okay. But what I did, which really wasn't even as graphic as those things, it wasn't color painting. It wasn't anything like that. It was the basic blocking of a woman. It wasn't really even detailed. And yeah, you're right. It's crazy. But what am I going to do? I appealed, and there's no recourse past that. So the way that I handle things is I normally will come up with something funny I'll make something funny out of it. So I would say, as an aside, as an aside with the whole TikTok going to, there's never been a better time to move your viewers on to an email list, because you never know when your account or services gets taken down. You are absolutely correct about that, and I forgot all about the email list. So the problem that I have right now is that I have my hands full with so many things, and I'm not good at running multiple things. I'm behind in my Instagram. I haven't posted in forever on Instagram, for example, because get in here is because I have a lot of obligations at home right now that's drawing me away from my actual work. It's just how it is right now. So, but you are 100% right. You are right. And thanks for reminding me about that, because that is something I was told about several years ago. It was in my head. I'm just not good at building that type of stuff up. QFX, don't you have this other channel where you game some Reinhardt nipples thing? Oh yeah, that. I think that got taken down. So what happened was, when we were playing Overwatch back in the day before they absolutely gutted and ruined that game, we would always have these people that we would play against, and because everybody's trying to stream their games, right? If you can make it as a gamer, which I don't want to do, because I want that's just a side thing for me. I don't want to turn that into my job. I love this is what I love right here, painting. Anyway, they would always put their channels out, say, hey, if you like what you saw here, like we just played against them, check me out at so-and-so.tv, Twitch TV. And so I came up with the name Huge Dong Kryn and said, if you like what you saw here, and I would link Huge Dong Kryn, and I eventually made a page that they could actually click on. I would never stream off it, but I set it up as a joke to mess with people. It was fun, but I never used it. But I can get back on it. That's the thing. You can just start another, account. I feel like you like spinning so many plates all at once, but even if you build it up, and even if you don't use it, just include an overlay or a link to the list on each stream. I guess I need to figure out how to do it, because I'm not really good at that. But you're 100% right. You are. Yeah. Because I'm not thinking, oh, I have to use it. It's essentially how to build it up. And I guess all I have to do is say join my mailing list or whatever. You're on the mailing list, because the mailing lists are big time. And the thing is, I never wanted to spam people, but a mailing list is something you have, and it's something that if I lose my channel for whatever reason, fortunately, I think right now, I think what's happening is there's been a shift in censorship. So censorship really started picking up the last decade or so, and I think it's starting to swing back the other way, which I think is a good thing. And like I said, and YouTube's always been in the censorship business. I was very paranoid, but that's why I'm not interested in being controversial. I don't talk politics. I don't talk, things that I would get banned off of. The only thing would be perhaps the nude art. And so keeping up with the terms of service would be smart for me, but their terms of service is much more clear with nudity, and they've been very reasonable before. Whenever, like, the worst thing that's happened is they just say, yeah, they just put my video as like 18, so you have to be logged in, you have to be 18 to view it. That's the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I'd watch some Huge Dong Kryn stuff. Look, when we play, it is ridiculous, because it's fun. I think it would be entertaining, but I don't want to go that route. I just don't want to stream my games. Everybody streams their games. I just want to get on, relax, and play. And the other thing is that I can't commit to a schedule, as y'all well know with this stuff. I can't commit to a schedule. And normally, because I talk about playing more than I do. In the evenings, 8:30, I put my dad in bed, done by 8:30, showered by 9 o'clock, and then I'm eating dinner. Normally by 9:30, I'm done eating dinner, and I am just spent. And if Zerks texts and says arena, then I'll play arena with him. I can't imagine getting on and being like social and all this stuff right now at this point in my life. Like down the road, I don't ever want to say I'm never going to do something. I don't mind streaming. Look, I wouldn't mind streaming every once in a while. Something that I do. It'd be fun. It'd be fun to stream every once in a while, but I can't make it a job. But the Huge Dong Kryn, yeah.
the Overwatch. We're pretty decent at the shooter games. We've gotten a lot of practice with that. Guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. Got a lot of stuff done. Y'all have a nice weekend, all right? And I'll be back on next week. I only got 2 days in this week. It's been a pretty busy week. But yeah, Shakuri, I love helping my dad, and I should help my dad. I cannot leave him. You know, it's not my personality. I'll go down with the ship. I'm going to be with him, and you know, I love being around him. So I'm very content with you know, everything. It's tiring. I'm very physically tired right now, but that's stuff I can take. You know, I can take that. Fortunately, right now I can take it. So this is going to be a good painting. I'm looking forward to this. This is good. Got some good work done. I'm going to flip it right after we're done with this thing. So see it in a different light. But you guys, y'all have a very nice weekend. All right. And I'll see y'all next week. All right. Stream.